Welcome back to my channel, Intuitive Insights in Tarot. I'm Scott. How you doing? This is another episode of Esoteric Musings with my buddy Dan. Dan, I'm going to bring you up here. There you are. How's it
Alright.
going, Dan?
Everything's going good. Seems like a little more excitement in the world. So things are moving maybe.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Uh, we didn't talk about this pre-show or anything, but maybe we should add this. Like this came to me.
yeah,
Um, So a lot of people are saying that it's going down in October, you know,
yeah. Red October.
and I know Phil G especially, but a lot of people are talking about this month,
Hmm.
and so maybe we'll save that for the end of the show or over on the Patreon side. But I think
Yeah, a lot of
I
that.
want to look at it one more time because I've gotten twice that the November 8th thing was going to happen, but then it was
Yeah.
going to there's something was going to happen. I want to check it again and see if if it's all going down this month, which would be my birthday's the 20th, and it'd be
Yeah.
really cool if it happened on my birthday. That would be the best birthday present ever.
Yeah.
And speaking about my birthday in October, I want to remind people that I'm doing a special promotion for this month where I'm reducing my price from my fee for an hour and a half reading from $70 to my original price when I first started in the month of October last year, $50 for an hour and a half. All right. So if you've been thinking you'd like to get a reading from me or anybody and you couldn't afford it or you couldn't afford my fee of $70, well, I'm taking off $20. This is for first time clients. If you've never been to me before, I'm taking off $20 for a fee of $50 for an hour and a half. Okay. And and then the other thing that I wanted to let people know about is I got this. I want, like Dan says, I got to be careful. This is my ATM card from Payoneer. And so I had a lot of trouble getting after PayPal canceled all services in Thailand. I was having a real hard time doing my finances, getting paid from my private clients. But now with this card, I've actually got a bank in America, and I can get paid. So I'm especially Joy, if you're listening, I've got an easy way for you to handle payments now. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so and by the way, Payoneer is a great alternative to PayPal. I know a lot of people now
Yeah.
are
Uh,
walking away from PayPal because of their draconian measures of fining people $2,500 if they do something they don't like. Dan, you want to tell us what you got for us today?
um, we got on the YouTube side. We're gonna start off with the AOC thing, and then we're gonna end with that subpoena heading for that was approved for Mr. T. In between, we got a couple, um, just some esoteric, some just random stuff that was in the news. And then on the backside in the members section, we're going to talk about WW3. A lot of stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we can look at through there, and I don't want to put it on the YouTube side. And we got a couple things about this thing, the jab, that we can talk about too. We shouldn't put it on the YouTube side. So
Okay.
let's start off with the AOC thing. All right, so if people remember, a long time ago, AOC was giving like a presser or something, and a woman stood up and she was like, "To save the planet, we got to eat the babies," you know. And she didn't know how to react, because when it comes to progressives and things like that, it's like pushing, 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 pushing. So it's almost like she didn't know how to react, and she didn't say don't eat the babies, but she just didn't want her to bring this up. And I think people read that that was like fake, that was like staged, because they keep saying that
Absolutely.
she's an actress and she's just working for the White Hat. So
There's a Latin term for it. I learned this from the Big Bang Theory. I used to love the Big Bang Theory, and remember the tall guy. Anyways, it's reductio ad absurdum.
yep,
So when you reduce something down to its most absurd idea, when if you take this idea and you keep going with it until it becomes so absurd, it shows how
yeah,
ridiculous it is.
yeah, which is basically that's what made Alex Stein so famous, is going to these meetings and being absolutely ridiculous to the most extreme. You know what I mean? So recently she was at a town hall meeting, and it was embarrassing because first of all there was barely anyone there. There was like a quarter of the people. It was filled up, right? And then before anything got going, people started standing up and yelling at her about that you're a sellout and you're part of the establishment. You say you're not part of it, but you're doing everything, and they're pointing out like if you're pushing for World War WW3 and you're giving them money and you're pushing, it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter where we stand on anything, we'll all be dead. You know what I mean? And they're all these people, and instead of like people shushing them, or other people just started standing up and taking the torch. One guy got pulled out, and then another guy stood up and started continuing the yell, like you're a sellout and all this stuff. And she didn't know how to respond. She was just trying to do we'll talk about, like political speech to try to not shut you down, but
Hmm.
patronize you. So I'm wondering why was this even going on? Like, why bring this up? Was it like a white hat op? Was it staged? I just want to know.
Okay. So, okay, so that episode with AOC recently about calling her a war hawk and stuff like that, we're going to take a look at
Yeah.
that. What the heck?
Yeah, it's going crazy.
What was that about?
Uh, Maybe they don't want you to find out.
Queen of Swords.
God, we always get her.
I know. That's immediately telling me that this was that used discernment,
Yeah.
when looking at this. We have three queens.
Um,
Okay, but this is what I'm feeling. So you got all these people in the background. So many people now are
mhm.
feel like they're convinced that it's just a matter of time before uh, WW3 happens. She was in on this, I think. She knew about that this was going to happen. I'm saying that because of the Three of Pentacles down here,
Yeah.
and I think they're trying to take the liberal base in a new direction. I'm saying that because for the situation we have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is entering new territory. So uh, those people who were protesting her were liberals, and they
Oh.
see that she's going in a direction that they don't want to go. Um, and so it's a way of getting more people if there is an event on November 8th, the contest. If that does happen, it's a way of getting people to vote in that direction. And by the way, this is what I got, and we're going to look at this later. If the November 8th event is going to happen, I got that there's going to be a red wave of Democrats turning to the Republican side.
Well, Bernie, there was a clip that just happened where Bernie Sanders addressed. Is he a congressman? Yeah, he's a congressman, right? But he
Congress, I
was
think. Yeah.
addressing Congress. Yeah, he was addressing Congress, and he was bringing out stats that were like 80 something percent of America, they of both sides, it's everybody. They completely feel like it's completely corrupt, and Congress is bought and paid for, and they don't believe in anything. And he kind of hinted that if things don't change, they're going to have a civil war. He actually said it. They're going to take matters into their own hands.
Right.
And
Right.
that's not red. That's red and blue. If things don't change, they're joining forces to go against them. So
Well, it's funny that you put it that way, because let me come back to the cards. I have the lovers down here. So it is a unification of people um joining red and blue together. So red and blue, that makes purple, by the way. Maybe
yeah,
we should have a new party of patriots, and the color should be purple. Um and so this was staged in order to manifest in reality, uh like to bring peace, because what these people were talking about, they want to stop the stop the conflicts and
mhm,
have peace again. And part of the Nasara is ending wars
yeah.
everywhere. So that it's a way to try to manifest that reality. And so yeah, but I want to say AOC is in on it though. I think, and with this Three of Pentacles underneath it. So she's in on this. And like that one with the eat the babies
Yeah.
um video, she was in on that. Because otherwise, I mean, you know, well, I don't know. But it
All
was
right.
planned, and in a way to show the Republicans and Democrats that they have this in common. Everybody wants peace.
Yeah. And exactly, you can't be fighting with each other if we're all dead, you know. There's no
Okay.
arguments after you're turned to ash.
Okay, that was interesting. Dan, what's
Yeah, that
next
was
on
good.
the
Well, the
schedule?
next time I'll do what kind of happened tonight. Veronica went to see a guy who's all about let me bring up his name, Professor David Clements. He got hot for a little bit, even to the point where he was, in a little tiff with Flynn and Wood, you know. So that's pretty big when if you start getting into a back and forth with them. And
I'm surprised I never
he,
heard of him.
yeah. If you saw him, you might recognize him. I'm gonna bring that up too because it might be us just seeing things, but so she went there. It was like a talk. It was like a little venue. There were only like 25 people there. He does small venues too. He does big ones and small ones, and he's all about yeah.
He was a professor.
Yeah,
He
he
got
was a
fired.
professor. Well, he was a professor. He got fired because of the mandates, so he refused to do that. But he's all about
Not
the
the map.
the selection process, proving the selection process wasn't good back November.
Mm,
And so Veronica went, talked to him, and
that's
let me
cool.
bring up what I want to talk about. All right, so this is wacky. Uh, this is the esoteric part of it. Let me switch. Let me share the screen
You
and
can
show you something.
share screen, yeah.
All right. Okay, share. Do you see it?
Yeah, Samuel Longhorn Clements, right?
Yep. the guy in the bottom is Professor David Clements, and the guy on the top is Ingersoll Lockwood. You know who
Oh,
that guy is?
I thought that was Mark Twain on top.
No, but yeah, the guy at the top is Ingersoll Lockwood. That's the guy who wrote The Adventures of Baron Trump and The Last President. You know,
Interesting.
so I don't know. I don't. We could just be like making stuff up or seeing from an angle, but he's because he got the wild hair and the beard. Um, looks similar.
Is he did he show this picture and say that there's a connection himself?
No, I just have Veronica noticed it because she happened to just something came to
No,
her.
he posts that picture.
Oh, he does?
He posted that picture,
Of
yeah.
Lockwood?
Yeah.
Really? He posted that picture.
On
Right.
the screen when I saw him, yeah, he put the picture there.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's even more interesting. All right, let's switch back.
Did he talk about it, Veronica?
No,
No.
Did he talk
No.
about it, or
no,
what did he
he
just put the
didn't.
picture
No,
up
he
there?
didn't talk about it. Well, it was a picture, like a collage of pictures, and that was one of them. He didn't say anything though.
Who took that pic? Did you take that picture when you were there?
I just did that. No, 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 no. I found that picture online. I just tried to
Okay.
get the same angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's interesting that he put up. I want to know
Yeah.
if there's a connection like reincarnation or the same energy that person had came into him because it's
Right.
still kind of
Yeah, because
yeah.
there is a striking resemblance. I thought it was Mark Twain.
They all have that kind of look back then though, kind of wild hair and goatee.
Okay, so the first one's gonna be what's his name? The professor?
Professor David Clements.
David. Okay, this is David Clemens, and this is Ingersoll Lockwood. Well, believe it or not, it's just a strong resemblance. Okay, because over here we have David Lock, the professor is coming
Yeah.
up with a 10 of swords, and then Ingersoll Lockwood is a 9 of pentacles. So that separates the two. One thing
Mhm.
for me when I'm asking, is this him? Yes or no? Tens or
Yeah.
no's. Not only that, the 9 is independent. It's not connected with anything, and we have this 5 in the middle, uh, emphasizing that. Um, two nines. Trying to figure out if there's could be like a family thing here, but I don't see that either. The magician. So I think it's a I think it's a lucky accident, that they happen to look like that. And I'm not saying that this professor he's not claiming to be the reincarnation.
No.
Um, but it's part of it is part of his show though.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All right.
I was
You want to
hoping I
do
was hoping to get something like he was the reincarnation or or something like that, but oh well. Sometimes it's just a simple appearance.
do you want to do the spin the wheel?
Oh, so glad you're here to remind me of that. Yes. So I've got a new Wheel of Fortune, and so what I've done this time is I took all the names of everybody who send me a super chat or a super sticker during my lives for the past, I think we did four of them. And I put you guys on a wheel. And to show my appreciation for your support, I'm going to give away a free 30-minute mini reading, 30 minutes or 3 spreads, whichever comes first. Okay, so let me read. I want to read the names off real quick. Jesse Gonzalez, Jules, Jen Blossom, Fiona Stewart, Rami Kwan, Kimberly Powers, Gramo, RG, and Claudia. You guys are all on my wheel here, and one of you is going to get a free 30-minute reading. Here we go. Who's that?
Kate Smith.
Kate Smith. Is it Smith or Smythe? I don't even think I read her name, did I? Kate Smythe, you have won a free 30-minute reading with me.
Okay, let's.
Okay.
All right. Let's do. Do you want to do the recent celebrity thing, or do you want to do an esoteric thing?
Let's do something little woo-woo, esoteric.
All right, here's the woo-woo thing. So I was listening to a podcast, and it was an interview for this guy, Jason Brashears, and he's got a lot of YouTube videos. He's got his own website with a ton of data, so he backs up everything he's researched, so you can read it yourself. And I won't read it, but I'll just notice that he's got a lot of stuff to read, so that adds to his, that he's, at least he's doing the research, and whatever his theory is based on him doing a lot of reading. And he's all about, he calls it simulacrum, where it's the simulation theory. He doesn't like calling it a simulation because we're only one. There's not like a bunch of simulations, just one. Like a reflection of the real world. We're kind of a reflection. And what he talks about is throughout history, he believes that
excuse me, Dan, can you pronounce that word again?
Simulacrum is what he's calling it. Now he pronounces it weird because he has an accent, so I don't know if that's the thing.
It sounds like he's combining two words, simulation and miracle, either miracle or actual. Simulacrum.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Well, he believes that. So we're in this kind of like matrix, this reality, this video game, basically, kind of. It's not a video game, but you know what I mean. It follows those rules and etc. And he believes that there's the bad guys that are controlling everything, and that we're living in this little system where if you and I were sitting next to each other, he really believes that because if this is like a simulation, like you could literally be living in a different reality than me, even though we're sitting right next to each other, because it's how the rules of the system works. And he believes that there's a cycle of destruction, and there's a good one and a bad one. The good one is the system trying to rid itself of these bad guys that don't belong here. And there's a bad one where the bad guys are like, all right, the people are starting to wake up enough. We need to shake things up and kill them off so we can start over again. And he brings up like the Tower of Babel would have been one where the bad guys are about to lose, so they need to spread everyone out. But he believes something like the flood, like the Great Flood that you find in all the other historical documents and stuff and other religions. He thinks that was a good one where the system wants to just wipe everything and hopefully gets rid of all the bad stuff. And what he noticed, like the biggest one recently would be in the 1900s. At 1900, for a short period of time, all the rich people, they just weren't doing anything. They weren't buying up. They weren't making companies. They kind of laid low. And then all of a sudden, after 1900, 1902, that's when all the Fortune 500 companies came. That's the oil baron time and stuff like that, where he believes they pulled back because they knew the good system was about to do a cleaning. So they hid,
Mhm.
and then they come back up, and they know they have another. He thinks it's like 170 years or 140 something years. They have that much time to start wreaking havoc. So they know when like the system's coming for the reset, or they do their own reset when things are getting out of hand. So I'm wondering how accurate his theories are. And oh,
Uh,
this is where it gets really woo. So he believes that this last wipe, good wipe, is it. It's the final wipe, and he calls it like this cloud or something comes down. So let's do the first part if it's accurate, and then I'll ask the real woo woo question after
okay.
if it is.
By the way, I do believe that we live in a simulation. Well, we absolutely live in a simulation because um, we don't experience anything except through our brains that are in a black box. You know, think of your skull
Yep.
as a black box.
Yep.
And all of our sensations come through our senses. And so that in itself is a simulation. Nothing you
Mhm.
experience is reality. You're experiencing your brain's interpretation of reality through
Yeah.
senses.
Yeah. Is it the Knight of Cups?
Okay, so Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Hanged Man,
Hmm.
King of Swords, Ace of Wands, and an Ace of Swords.
Oh wow.
Wow, this is interesting here. So he definitely is coming at it from a different perspective than other people have. I want to say he's right about some parts of it, and I can't tell you what he's right about, and he's wrong about something. So I'd say probably about 70% of his overall thesis, so let's call it a thesis, he's right about 70% of it. And it's getting people to look at, I don't know, I would have to go and look at his work and see what he's doing, but it's a way of getting people to look at this idea
Yeah.
that we're in a simulation.
Well, he's someone in the interview. He was definitely someone who was pointing out like I could be wrong about stuff. I like people. He just throws the info out there, and he likes people reacting to it. That way, he can like strengthen his thing because he's all about he likes the conflict. He likes people having ideas. You know what I mean? Because it's a when you have a conversation, you can come to a better conclusion instead of just being stuck looking at things one way. You know?
Right. So that's it. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's putting this out there, and he wants people to look at his research and come up with their own ideas and just inspire people to think outside the box, uh, and to also to use logic about these things. But mm, I want to say that he's definitely on to something here. We got two aces in the description. This is getting people to start to think in a totally different way of uh, of what our reality is. So let's go ahead and give me the woo-woo thing that you're talking about. Let's take a look at that.
Okay, so by his timing, he thinks that we're in the time of one of the wipeouts, but at 2040 is the beginning of the final wipeout, where he believes, the way he talks about it, it's either the solar flare, or what came to my mind that's wacky is if there's a firmament, would the firmament be removed or disappear, and we would get, because he talks about after this final thing, we're going to be brought back to the time before the flood, the same energies, the same everything before the we were that encased and captured in a prison, and now the prison's going to be removed. So I want to know, is the prison we're in, the simulation, going to be lifted and removed?
Okay. And this would be a good thing, right?
Yeah, it would be a good thing.
Hierophant. 10. Right here with these two cards, this is ending the old Cabal control system.
Okay.
7 of Wands. 5 of Cups. 5 of Swords. So it's not so literal though. And see, we've only got the one major arcane in here. So it's not uh so no to your question, right? Especially with this 10, that it's not going to be something big like that, but I'm getting a very general, what's happening is something all of us know, that this is the time, it's coming to an end, that who's been in control of the system, this Hierophant, is ending now. And the near future is going to be a bit of a conflict. So this is you know, the rocky times that we have coming, but it's just a speed bump that we're going to get over. But and I'd say also with this 2 of Swords clarifying the Hierophant, that they're not going to be able to make their narrative work anymore. So when they end, what we're going to have is truth and sincerity. But it's going to be some rocky times. So no. And I also have to say, we're not in a prison though.
Yeah.
I've been really going back and forth on the idea of the dome for a long time, and I finally wrapped my head around that there is something up there. But you can get through it. Certain beings can get through it if they want to. All right, so let me see. I want to.
All right.
Okay.
Before we forget, do we want to talk about these at all?
Yeah, what's that you're wearing around your neck there? I've got mine on the shelf here.
It's an Orgone device. Me and Veronica make them. It generates Orgone energy, and based on the crystals, it changes like the frequency. So the stones, it like amplifies the stones and sends that energy out. This is the most recent one Veronica made. In the back, got the Triskelion, which is, it's like a bunch of things thrown together, because you have the crystals, and stones have their own energy they release. The orgone is the metal, and it's the organic and inorganic. And then the triskelion it's an ancient symbol. That's what you see them on rocks, and very like Celtic, the druids and stuff like that.
It's the 3 spirals, right?
Yeah, the 3 spirals.
It's a little bit hard to see on the video there.
Oh, sorry. And on the length, the 3 spirals, we only use the length of the royal cubit, which is the original royal cubit is like 20 some. I have it written down. I think it's like 26 inches, but you cut
from
it
your elbow, from your elbow to your thumb, isn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, well, yeah, close to it. So, I mean, that's what they use it. They used it for everything when it comes to the pyramids, which is, we have this one Veronica just made for someone, and then these other ones, and these are just the talismans to put in your pocket or place anywhere, and those are the different sizes, little ones. Yeah, and that's about it. We'll put the site up. And
all right.
See what we do. All right. Now for the final question. We'll leave a little time because we might have to elaborate on it. And this is about Mr. T. And recently he was subpoenaed for the J6 committee, whatever that is. And I didn't know this, but they had still been doing this twice a day. The J6 committee is meeting twice a day, and it cannot be. It's got to be white hat, because the economy's terrible. Anyone that sees it playing on because it's only playing on we don't see it on our stuff, but it's playing on the TV for like the mainstream media, right? They're covering it and forcing you to watch it. So I can imagine whatever side of the fence you're, or whatever, right or left, you're sitting here, the economy's terrible, we're going into WW3, and these people are still wasting taxpayer money twice a day to talk about J6. And
it's been going on for over a year now.
Yeah. And they don't, no one cares. The ratings are horrible. People make jokes about it. Babylon Bee makes jokes about it. Oh, they're not going to have season 2. And that Liz, was it Liz McCain or Cheney? Cheney, yeah. So Liz Cheney, she literally lost because of her involvement, and they're still pushing it, and no one cares. And now they've subpoenaed Trump or Mr. T, and like, what's going to happen? Is he going? He says, I want to go. I want to go and testify, because he likes talking and confronting, and he's quick-witted and back and forth when they do it. But I can't see them letting him talk. I bet they're just going to be there and just yelling at him the whole time if it happens. But you mentioned that you thought that he might not even show up.
Well, that's what I'm hearing on all like the Fox channels. I can't remember who it was I was just listening to, but it was a pundit. He said Trump's not going to show up for that, which that confuses me, because I thought a subpoena meant that by a court order you must show up, and if you don't, they put out a bench warrant for you. I guess it's different if you're a billionaire or a president.
Yeah, I don't get it. But
yeah, I really want to know, is he going to show up? And if he does or doesn't, either way, what will come of that?
Yeah, because they've been setting up for the arrest. Like, I mean, so we can ask, is this real, or is this like an okie-doke where they're making you think this and it's not going to happen? I mean, all the truthers are talking about it. They just talk it like it's going to happen. Like, yeah, it is. It's happening. That's the guy. He's the guy.
The arrest, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, but this question is, I want to know, is Trump going to show up?
Okay.
Judgment. Isn't that interesting?
Oh.
10. Well, King of Cups, 5 of Swords right in the middle, 6 of Wands, Ace, and the World. So I think no. I think he's not even going to show up. I think like he's already like past his own judgment. So he's coming up as judgment. This is not judgment on him. This is his
Yeah.
judgment, right? So his judgment is that this is all a big farce anyway, and so he's not even going to. I'm getting from the cards he's not going to show up. He's got some things hidden under his cloak, right? So
Yeah.
he's got his trump card up his sleeve. Um, and then is he going to be arrested? So the outcome is a 6 of Wands.
Is it just gonna look like an arrest?
Not
Because Veronica
no.
has heard stuff about the fake one. It may be
Well,
like if they can't get their hands
hold
on
on
the
a
real
second. Hold
one.
on a second. Let's not mix up two things. We're not asking about the arrest. Okay.
Okay.
So but he's not going to show up. But then we have this Ace of Swords. He I think maybe he'll put something out. Maybe he'll put something out on Truth Social. What is it called?
Truth Social, yeah.
Truth Social. I think maybe he'll put something out there that will like bring an end to it. We have the World over here,
Hmm.
and he's gonna be like untouchable. Like this 6 of Wands is the outcome. So what happens if he doesn't show up? Nothing. He's going to go on claiming to we all. Well, I'm going to have to edit that out. He's going to go on making these claims that he's that he's still in control, and it's going to go unchallenged. Didn't this happen before where I don't know if it was Bezos or one of these guys was
Yeah.
subpoenaed and they just didn't show up and then just nothing happened?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess if you're a billionaire, you get to do whatever you want. So now then,
Yeah. Not only that, he's still a president of the United States. I mean, once you're president, you're always president for life. You
yeah,
may not be the sitting commander in chief, but
yeah.
you're always the president.
So so is this debacle? Is it all white hat? Is it just
Okay.
some show? Because I can't imagine because people don't care about this. Both sides. They don't care that they're doing it. They're just no their ratings show that no one's watching it. And that's their ratings that they lie about
What about
everything.
talk on the street, Dan? Since I'm not in America and or like you work with people, right? Do any of
Yeah.
them ever talk about it
Problem
or
problem is they're Ecuadorians, so they only get I mean they do get mainstream if they get any news, but as far as they know that they're not really know what's going on. You know what I mean? They're not in touch. And my dad is, he claims he only watches the weather, but he still has certain things he
yeah.
watches it because he leaves it on.
Yeah, you
So
can't avoid it. Right.
because
Oh,
this is a waste of
the
money.
magician. The magician's the first card up,
Oh,
and Ace of Cups. So these are all words that are being put out there. It's a creative way of showing how ridiculous this is. There, Seven of Cups. Okay, so there is a small segment of people out there who I think who were really upset about this January 6th thing, and they were trying to appeal to them, but at present, it's just a creative way of of showing people how dysfunctional the government is. This Seven of Cups card is definitely a dysfunction. So it's sowing the seeds there. Definitely eight of wands. This is messaging being put out. Yeah. So the whole like process, or the whole like whoever created this thing, it's all smoke and mirrors, and it's a
Yeah.
creative way of showing people just how dysfunctional the government is, and that's why they broadcast it, like you said, they put it out there all the time, just to try to not scare people, but once again, showing how dysfunctional. I've said that 3 times already. That's all I can say.
Well, then so what's the end result going to be? So can we ask, like, is it going to be an excuse for an arrest? Because that's the whole point of it. That was the whole point, really, was to lead towards, because they've been doing nothing but trying to drag him into it as an excuse to get rid of him.
So I pulled to clarify your question. I pulled the
Yeah.
Four of Cups and then the Nine of Swords. I don't think that this is going to lead to his arrest. All right.
Okay.
This Nine of Swords says we're worried about something. I know we're being told that the arrest is going to come, but it's not. Is there something else that he could be arrested for? This is what they're trying to make happen.
That's it, because everything else has been a bust. You know, everything. I don't see another thing lined up. What are they going to connect him to? Can you ask that? What are they going to connect Mr. T to give an excuse to arrest him? Because it's got to be
Last
something
two
that they
cards
failed.
I pulled these last two cards as you were talking, and there's something else maybe they're looking for to get him on. So let's see.
I mean, and they're on a full court press because they're trying to get the J6 thing. They tried to get saying he had classified documents he shouldn't had, and that was a bust. Especially since it opened the door for all the other guys that were actually irresponsible with the classified documents.
Yeah. I'm asking one more time. Once and for all, will there be an arrest of Donald Trump, and on what basis?
All right. Or don't forget, when we mean Donald Trump, you mean his brand, because who knows if it's
That's right.
him or.
That's right. Well, isn't this interesting? So they're still going back and forth on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so the page, or I'm sorry, this is a Knight of Cups. He's not sure which way he wants to go, and the High Priestess is here in the question. So it's all smoke and mirrors anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The King of Pentacles in the background. So this is Mr. T,
Yeah.
and he's making plans, and he's consulting with the alliance, the military side of it, and they're not sure which way they're going to go with it. And then the outcome is the Four of Swords. That could be an arrest. No, that's going to be if it is. This is what I'm getting. It's not going to be the real DJT. All right. Well, we're not getting a yes here. We're getting a it's possibility depending on what happens. And either way, it's going to be for the benefit of mankind. And there might be some other surprise that they have in store for us. But when they say that they could, I've heard that they're going to arrest the double. So I think that's why I'm getting some confusion here. And this high priestess. So when the arrest happens, it's going to be the double, but the real Donald Trump is going to be someplace hidden, someplace safe. So this is why this is a complicated question, okay?
Yeah.
Because the brand encompasses the double and the real one. All right. So I'm going to reiterate, the real DJT is going to be hidden someplace safe, but if it suits the plan, the double is going to be arrested.
It's a, just to finish it off. I hate, you can correct the words. I know, and people might get pissed off the way I'm saying certain things. Is this all just a white hat game to flush out minions? Because we've heard that it's already over. They captured the money. All the heads have been chopped off. So all you got left are middle management and minions. And because of how things are played, everyone's confused because we're all confused. We have no idea what's going on, but it always sounds like it's up to the White House to decide what's happening. It's like they're completely in control and they're the one choosing. It's like he's the one. It's like, well, so Trump's choosing how he gets arrested. That's like, so that sounds like the whole thing is just a big game to
Well, if
flush
you
out.
start from the top here with the
Yeah.
King of Pentacles, that's definitely Mr. T. Um, and so, yeah, I would say, and this 10, I would say you're right that all the big players have been taken care of. And now it's just a matter. Then I pulled this Five of Pentacles. So you have these outliers, these stragglers, and it's just a matter of. And then this is Death, and it's just a matter of rounding them up, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think everything that's happening is under control of the alliance and the Mr. T team.
So, I mean,
But
remember,
yeah,
if
I still think that if there's an arrest, it's going to be the double, and the real Mr. T is going to be safe somewhere. Who knows? Maybe that will trigger whatever's going to happen.
yeah, because I feels
All
like
right.
one side's really getting conned. You know, when it comes down to it, either good people are getting conned or the bad people are getting conned, and we both kind of have it up in the air. Although I feel, and Veronica feels too, that it's a little, if the bad guys were just playing this long con, I don't see a reason why. You know what I mean? Occam, what is it? Occam razor. The easiest solution is the, the most
Yep,
obvious.
Occam's razor. All right, I think I want to do one more. Hold on. So I want to do one more thing here. Got so many people saying now that it's going to end in October. This whole thing's going to end in October, and I admit it sure feels that way. Um, even though some of the readings I've been getting is that it's going to go through till November 8th. One last reading. Is this whole thing coming crashing down in October, which would make me
Red
so
October.
happy since it's my birthday month, huh?
And all the comms for 17, this would be Red October. And we literally have that scenario of Red October with the submarine. We have like redundancies of like Red October. And this is,
Yeah.
I might be crazy too, but since October started, I think we've heard a siren every day. And we're some like dinky little town, so we don't get that very often, but it seems like every day. And now it seems like either 2 to 3 times a day we hear a siren. And we even, Veronica let me know today, someone that we used to see when we took the kids to school, they just had a sudden ending. So, I mean, is it that
Yeah,
would go along
those
with
are
it? So
all right. So the end of October, what can we expect? Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, Death.
ooh,
Oh, there's a 10. 10 for October. I don't
yeah.
know, man. I think
Lord.
maybe Phil's on to something here.
A lot of
Oh,
pentacles.
yeah. But the one that really stands out to me is this 10. 10 of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. So what's today? Like the 15th or 16th?
Today is the 14th. 15. Yeah, 15 for you, 14 for us. Has it happened? You're in the future. Has it happened?
No, but 14. I think Phil G might be right about this. We got the 5.
Yeah, because he put himself out there and made a prediction on his last live, and he had 18 days to go. It was going to be done. Like, maybe like done.
He said in 18 days?
Yeah, by the end of the month.
Yeah, I want to agree. At least that's in the strategy right now.
Oh,
EBS by the end of the month.
oh.
I'm going to agree. I think the timeline's changed from when I asked about the November 8th. I don't think we're going to make it there. I think October really might be the month, which is make me happy, man, because
Yeah.
it'll be a birthday present for me. So I'm gonna go out and on a limb and say that I think this is the month.
Yeah, let's hope.
Happy
It'll be
birthday,
very,
me.
very
Okay, so we're gonna end it here and do the Patreon side.
yeah.
Thanks for
Exciting.
watching, YouTube.
Gonna be exciting.